Okay. Thank you.
Warren?
Thank you very much.
No, we don't because of the field, right? I thought I was just too hot. Thursday. Anybody else?
Not yet. I just went live. I just went live.
I feel like I'm on a talent show with the shameless plug of Pepsi right here. Hey,
Ross McCullough, new staff.
nice to meet you. Yeah, we had heard rumors you might be coming to one of our meetings. Cool, man.
That's unprecedented. You.
Just say yes. Yes.
It's crooked.
First she said, oh, you work for USC? I said, no, I work for that store. Did you say yes, you need them?
Yeah.
That's what I said when people said that. I said, yeah, we need them. Oh, I picked stuff out.
Goodness.
Here, I'll take it.
Because it was a party.
Oh, well, I ain't doing all that. You won't have me roll.
Here, will you get your copies?
I will. Thank you, Chris.
It's gonna be difficult. Do the way we got it here. Literature has to ride.
So when you go out there, do we have something here that tells us how you do the board? You want to cover it here? I'd like to go with you on the shadow. Yeah, the only thing is that this time. Did you bring the copies of the food?
Just for myself, I'm sorry. How rude.
Hey, Beyond, you might bring a copy for us? Everybody but.
So good.
Actually, it's one of those. Yeah, I have one.
I'll go get another.
We have. I just talked to Barbara Briggs. So, they said if John, if Susan and Barbara, and he, the lobby is all the line is good.
Okay.
And then I'll start with the first bit. And then I'll probably take the word, or vice versa. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, when I did the one out in the lobby, it had very, very poor signal on the Wi-Fi, and it was dropping out, picking it back up.
Yeah. Oh, it's in,
Yeah.
yeah, but, in the Apple store. And they will get back like 6 years back. No. Google Play. The Google version. Yeah. Anybody on?
How you doing? How are you? Good.
Are you gonna do the swearing in thing for the new people?
Yeah.
Does she have the book? Tina, do you have the book with the swearing in thing? So we have some new blood. Are you chairing the meeting? Do you want to sit in the chair?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be, but.
It's in our contract book, isn't it?
No, it's in the
No.
Constitution.
Anybody else have a laptop? We can probably pull it up
People
on the local
or
website.
office relations.
No, they can't do that until they're done. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, because there was 4 people hired into the
But
county.
if it's not much, they can come to the meeting, but they can't come until after.
You're right. I totally spaced on that. You're right.
I don't think we should.
Sounds like my phone's freaking out here.
I'm not saying that it's a good person.
There's 7 people on now.
Okay, before I call the meeting to order, I wanted to, our staff rep is with us at the meeting, so I wanted him to stand up and be recognized.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, because I have, as long as I've been involved, I've never seen that happen, so thank you, we appreciate you being here. Okay, meeting's called to order. Okay, good deal. Can we, roll call, please?
Okay, Patrick Young, it should be late.
Yes.
Dion Bradley.
Here.
Lily Woodward, here. Chris Taylor.
Here.
Ken Bianco.
Here.
Denise Collar. she's online. Clark Reese, Karen Stefanella here, Doug Ward. Jenny Van Schindel.
Okay, is there a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes from July? Molly, second? Carol? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence?
We have, the correspondence, we have a thank you letter from me, for, changing the lot. The Labor Council, Latin American Advancement Convention in August. There's an email from Paulette Batista regarding the PAC rapid response seminars coming up. There's, a letter on the, 80th annual Governor's OSHA conference in October. There's a PA-AFL-CIO endorsement letter. There's a District 10 one-day arbitration award class on October 1st. Registration is 160. There's a District 10 workers' comp seminar in the fall. Also in October, registration 450. There's a USW District 10 poker run on the 14th of September, $10 per man, $10 extra man. Climate march, there's a climate march that Patrick will speak about. And then on September 21st, there's a Workers' Justice Academy coming up. That's all the responses.
Okay. The financial secretary's report?
It's the financial report for July. Cash on hand at the beginning of the month for last report, $141,839.55. Total receipts for the month is $15,275.06, bringing the total of the account report to $157,115.21. Total disbursements for the month were $7,351.61, bringing the cash balance at the end of the month to $149,763.60.
Okay, we've heard the reading of the financial secretary report. Are there any questions? A motion to accept the report? Corinne, second. John? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's report.
Cash on hand at the beginning of the month for last report, $141,839.55. Total receipts, $15,275.66. Total disbursements, $7,351.61. Cash balance at the end of the month, $149,763.60.
You've heard the reading of the treasurer's report. Are there any questions? Motion to accept the treasurer's report. RJ, second. Molly, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the president's report. And Patrick is planning to be here today. He's just running late, so I will run through his, briefly the president's report. The votes on the tentative agreement are going to be counted tomorrow at noon. So we should have the results of that shortly thereafter. Labor Day, Monday, September 1st, Fight Back Pittsburgh is going to be marching with District 10. If y'all available, come out and join us for that. After the parade, Fight Back Pittsburgh is hosting an after party at Genova's. So all 3657 members are invited to join us. The fellowship event at the convention was a huge success. It was nice for everybody to be able to get together during that week and fellowship and hang out some. The human relations meeting is going to be today at 2 o'clock. So Patrick and I and Lori will be going through training back on track, looking at the casual employees, and just some outstanding issues that we've got going. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Safety and health report? No report, no report. Women of Steel. Anybody here from Women of Steel? No. Rapid response? Josh, you have anything to report?
No, no report.
Nothing on PNC?
No.
Just all right. New member committee? Is anybody here from the new member committee?
We haven't met in a while.
Okay. I know we've hired some new people. I don't know when we're looking at doing another orientation thing, but probably need to look at doing that sometime soon.
It'll be sometime this fall, I know that. I don't know the exact date, but we'll be meeting in a few weeks to start working on it.
Okay, thank you. I don't think there's anything important. Organizing bylaws, John?
We haven't met in quite some time. Now that the convention is passed, with Josh, Guillermo, and anyone else who would like to get involved in the effort to meet and these resolutions.
Civil Rights Committee, DMO?
Yeah, we have actually kind of a limited report, so I'll try to get through it. We have two motions that we'd like to make. So the first, the Pittsburgh Legal Council for Latin American Advancement is having its Hispanic Heritage Celebration event. We're also celebrating Roberto Clemente on Saturday, September 20th. The local purchased a block of tickets, 8 tickets. So I just wanted to announce to people. We have, of the people who serve on the Civil Rights Committee, we have six folks who are interested in attending the event. We have one other individual, actually Stephanie Domai, who's very active in the Latin chapter, that we'd like to have her receive a ticket. So that would still, I believe, leave one ticket available. So I would ask if anyone is interested in attending. All right, then that's that. Tickets are still for sale, however. It's not sold out. It's going to be a great event, and it is a fundraiser for the Latino Family Center. Incredible work. So please come if you'd like. Also, previously we had some discussion about trying to organize a trip to the Carnegie Museum to see the exhibit on race. It's still up. It's up through October. I have some discounts for people. We had previously proposed that we sponsor the local sponsor an outing. Our committee has since given up on that. Instead, we're going to try to organize one amongst ourselves. So just to let you know that you'll ask the local to try to promote that. We designate the day and evening, probably a Thursday evening, that we're all going to try to get people to go. I'm going to encourage you to go to that. It's great to see. The AFL-CIO, interestingly enough, has come out with a diversity report. Interesting parallels to our own diversity report, so we're going to take partial credit for that. I have copies if people want to see it. I would propose, actually it should be another motion, that the local post the AFL-CIO diversity report on our website for any members who want to access it and see it. So, I'll leave that at the end of the report if you want to make a motion on that. Pride at Work, the constituency group, the AFL-CIO constituency group for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender union activists is in the middle of creating a Pennsylvania chapter. They have scheduled a meeting for people who are interested in attending that. I believe it's September 3rd at the Pittsburgh Federation of Teachers. So if people, if you're interested or you know somebody who might be interested, feel free to send me an email and I can get you the information about that meeting. It's really great. It means that we'll have another active constituency group here in Pittsburgh. So our committee is very much excited about supporting that. Also, the committee, we drafted a resolution regarding the shooting by police of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. I don't have enough copies for everybody on that. So I can pass around what I have. I want to share it. Pass that around. Here. So basically, I'll read it. Whereas USW Local 3657 is committed to fighting to uphold civil rights, as our goals have always been to empower work within the workplace, advance and promote equality in our union communities, encourage political and legislative involvement, organize workers into unions, and promote policies that support working families. We are sad to have to address the death of Michael Brown, a young man gunned down by police in Ferguson, Missouri. This can only be described as an egregious attack on civil rights. Whereas our democracy is suffering because of segregation by race and class has again resulted in tragedy and reactions based on fear, splitting the community and the country at large. The labor movement has confronted the issues of racism and classism in America on many occasions. We must do so now with this tragedy, and we must stand in solidarity and be a voice for justice. Whereas the militarization of some law enforcement agencies is a manifestation of the fear authorities hold for the very citizens they are sworn to protect. USW Local 3657 empathizes with those who take up the shield of a badge and its corresponding risks. However, USW Local 3657 cannot abide the demonization of our youth by those same authorities simply because they are of a different color, race, gender, and ethnic background. Therefore, be it resolved that the members of the USW Local 3657 stand in solidarity with the families of Michael Brown and all those children who have been slain in an environment of fear and hostility. That USW Local 3657 supports a full investigation by the Department of Justice. That the local urges all media to commit to fair and balanced coverage of such incidents and avoid sensationalizing, regardless of jurisdiction. That USW 3657 urges elected officials and policymakers at all levels to work together in the communities to create an environment of justice for all, not just for the privileged few. That the local remains committed to fighting for justice, equality, and will continue working to break down the system of racial segregation. That the local remains committed to holding workshops for our members and the wider community on racial and socioeconomic justice. And that the local urge our members to contact elected officials to protest the militarization of the police both in Southwest Pennsylvania and across the country. So we'd like to submit this at this time with spelling later correction. I apologize. Great.
Been moved to a second. Janet, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Also, it's come to our attention, and it was not, I've seen in a report from the convention, that there was something distributed regarding a resolution that was passed at the convention that our committee found particularly fascinating. It's a resolution around discrimination. I'm reading from a report in the Chicago Sun-Times. It said the resolution read, whereas the United Steelworkers is and always has been a union for all, we do not discriminate nor will we condone discrimination on the basis of race, gender, religion, ancestry, national origin, citizenship, age, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, and any other legally protected ground. The term gender identity or expression was the term that our committee had put in our proposal for the anti-discrimination language in our contract negotiations. That did not turn out in any tentative agreement except for vote. So we would ask and make a motion at this time that should this contract be ratified, that the local ask the international to voluntarily put back and include this language of gender expression and identity in our anti-discrimination language, given that it is the official policy of the United Steelworkers, and that the author of the book that created all of this was very specific in terms of talking about. She said specifically, the Constitution doesn't matter if protections don't appear in the local collective bargaining contract and the individual workplaces on the protected workers. That resolution means nothing if that language isn't put into the contract we negotiate. And I think that this is the place where we start. The contract for our members here who work at the international. So I understand the contract's not been ratified, but I would still make a motion that should the contract be ratified, that the local ask USW voluntarily to put that term gender identity or expression back into the language in our contract in our anti-discrimination law.
We will ask them to do that, but a motion to ask the International to change a contract that is a tentative agreement that hasn't even been ratified yet, I don't believe is in order at this time, but we'll ask them to do it.
But I have point of order on that. The motion is on the condition that it's ratified, and it's only asking them to voluntarily do it. We're not negotiating. They're under no compulsion. We're not required. I would just say that given their position at their own international convention, it's for the higher cost for them not to include it in our own contract. And if they refuse, that's up to them, but that's not to say that we won't communicate with Pride at Work and other entities to let them know that that resolution has definitely been not until Friday. So I think it's in order for us to make the motion on the condition that the contract is ratified. If it's not ratified, then the motion, there's no action to take.
We'll entertain a motion to on a resolution saying that it should be included in the contract. The resolution calling on the International to do that. But I can't rule that in order.
Well, then I would appeal it.
Okay. The ruling of the chair has been challenged. Is there a second?
I don't understand it.
So there's a motion that we would ask the International to change the tentative agreement that we haven't even ratified yet, if we ratify the tentative agreement.
Point of order. It's not, once the motion itself is on the condition that the contract is ratified. So when you make the ask, the contract will be ratified.
Okay, so there's a motion that, and I don't think that's something that we can that we can vote on. I don't think that's in order, so I'm calling it out of order. Guillermo has challenged the ruling, saying that no, he can make that motion. What we're going to do now is, if there's a second saying we can make that motion, then there will be. Then Dion will take over his chair, and we will vote about whether or not we can have that vote. And then, if we can have that vote, we'll vote on whether or not that passes. Okay, there's a second. I spoke as to why I don't think that's a thing that we can vote on. It doesn't really make any sense to me. I fully support it happening. But I don't think that we can vote on it, so I called it out of order.
Can I ask a point of information? And well, I'm not clear on why you think we can't pass a motion calling on the local to make a voluntary request of the steelworkers. So different than asking them to sponsor a luncheon or sponsor a drink.
But I'm saying we're going to do it anyway.
You just don't want the membership to endorse it.
I mean, is your motion that the membership endorses that ask?
Well, that's why I make the motion here to have the support of the membership. I would think you carry more weight when you make the request. You ask for it, but you have the support of the membership. So we're all together in this way.
So are you moving to support the bargaining committee in asking?
Well, if you'd like me to revise the motion so that I specifically say who are the parties who will make the request, I'm willing to withdraw it and resubmit it, but if that's helpful or if somebody wants to make a friendly amendment, I'll consider a friendly amendment.
If you have a that's an order.
I'll accept that as a friendly.
Okay.
Let me just try and get the motion. The motion is to support the bargaining committee to a combat location on new contract request. That the word
gender identity, or expression.
Identity. Expression included. Contact.
Yes, that would be under, section 2 of Article 1.
Okay, it's been moved, seconded, amended, the amendment has been accepted. Is there any discussion in favor or against? Okay, we'll call, I will speak in favor of it. I think we should ask her. Do it anyway. Janet?
I'll speak in favor of it because at the convention, this issue before, there were two members who stood and who spoke against it. And they were shut it down by the manager, who said it was inappropriate to exclude so I think, well, there should be no reason that this is not open.
Our manager, President, we shot anybody. Okay, call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. With respect to the AFL diversity report, I didn't make the motion at the time. I'll make the motion now. That the AFL-CIO diversity report be posted on the local 3657 website.
Okay. Seconded? All right. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And finally, I'm sorry. Finally, we got a busy committee. We're going to do that next week. All right, then we're through. Thank you very much.
Okay. Fundraising committee.
We had our second annual picnic. Lisa Nutter did a great job on pulling it all together, and I put together that we're going to look at the festival next year.
Grievance committee. We have grievances.
We have no new grievances. We are expecting some answers today. The international owes some answers on some of our grievances, so hopefully we'll get those today and get some of the grievances cleared up. But the one grievance that's been out there for a while, and I know we've talked about it, was the grievance in District 8 that dealt with the our union member being denied representation. And the international is not moving on. They have pretty much basically said that, you know, we're not, our solution or our remedy was that the director would send just the members in our bargaining unit a short memo, email, whatever, you know, spelling out the line bargain rights, and he refused, he's not going to do it. So we're going to have to find some way to decide if we're going to move that to arbitration or how exactly we're going to resolve that. But like I said, all the others we should get cleaned up hopefully after today. That one's probably going to stay around for a little while.
Just one on that particular one. Is there labor board things that we can do to try to get that resolved?
It's a case of denial of union representation. So yeah, denial of wine rights. So yeah, we could file form charges. It would be deferred to arbitration. The international is alleging that it was not a disciplinary meeting. We are alleging that the substance of pending grievances were discussed during the meeting at the end. The member had reasonable expectation that discipline could result from the meeting. It's one that we probably would win at arbitration, but the remedy would be that they would have to agree to representation in the future. And it's actually something that they've relatively rarely fucked up. Even in instances where people are truly not entitled to representation, they've allowed representation. So the issue is, it's about getting Billy to stop being an asshole. So it's kind of a thing that we're going to continue to keep them over the head about. I don't know that we really have an end game other than leave it out to leave it out there because in the future they're very likely going to they may or they may not fuck us up in the future, and this kind of helps as a constant reminder that we do expect to be consulted and be able to represent our members. All right, let's go to old business.
The District 10 CAP seminar that we have decided to participate in, coming up in October. There's been a new request from Collective History to participate. The recommendation of the people continues to be no action.
Any discussion? Any other old business? Okay. New business. Yeah.
The 88th Annual Government OSHA Conference coming up in Hershey, PA, 27th of October, $200 due by 9:30.
We recommend no action. Any discussion? All right.
District 10 one-day arbitration award class, $160 registration. More charges or cost of people in the room, civil rights, age discrimination, disability.
We recommend no action. All right.
And then District 10 workers' comp seminar in the fall, October 26th to 30th, with registration form 50, for the registration 350. I have to know my October 6th.
We recommend no action.
And then there's a District 10 Poker Run on the 15th of this month, September, $10 per hand, $20 per extra card.
We recommend no action, but we think we should go. We recommend that you take action, not that we collectively take action.
And then there's three others. Recommendations from the executive board that we are going to do a bucket drop to support the Metropolis project. And that we match up to $1,000 what we collect from our members for this network.
Folks are probably familiar with this. We've been locked out again in Metropolis, Illinois, with Honeywell. Last time they were up 14 months. There was a long layoff between then and now. Now we're locked out again. So we're recommending that we do a bucket drop to raise money for the Social Defense Fund, and that we match whatever we collect on the bucket drop up to $1,000. Josh?
I'd like to make that motion.
Is there a second? Molly? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And we have a request or some suggestion from our executive board that we endorse the climate march happening on September 21st in New York City.
Didn't cost us anything, and there's a bunch of other local unions that endorse it. So we recommend endorsing it.
Say, who are the other local unions?
There's a list of The Healing National affiliate is ATU. There's a list of 1,000 sponsoring organizations. Many of them local out of New York City, and 32BJ is the kind of largest, the only other one in town that is endorsed it.
Just curious exactly what is it? What are they asking for?
It's unclear. It's outside of the UN Climate Summit, and which heads of state ambassadors and corporations are invited into, but civil society is not. So it's that people's voices are heard in the process of climate legislation, particularly leading up to the Athens to the parties in Peru this year and then France next year, when we're likely to see a binding climate treaty.
I move we endorse.
We got a motion to endorse. Is there a second? Molly? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Is also suggested that we support the Workers' Justice Academy with a $100 donation.
So we were one of the, in fact, I think we were one of the initial organizations hosting Workers' Justice Action Academy, which is kind of a series of trainings on everything from direct action to community organizing. Very similar to the Troublemaker School program that we hosted last year. The first session, we were one of only 2 locals that made a donation. We donated $250. Now there's a bunch of other locals that are stepping up, throwing in money, so we're recommending donating $100. Lovely. There's a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Is there any other new business? All right. Good and welfare and just because we have a new member today. Who's not Brittany. Welcome. You're probationary, so we're not going to swear you in, but when you're made permanent, we'll swear you in, and we're happy to have you, and thanks for coming to our local. So I apologize for showing up late. I was on my way back from Metropolis and riding some traffic in Cincinnati this morning. But does anybody have any questions? I know that Leon read some of the president's report, but does anybody have any questions about things that are going on here for me? All right. Well, we're not have to. Motion to pay all bills? Or is there any other good welfare? Yeah.
I just want to thank Councilman Sullivan for very, very good so
Okay. We welcome, we have a staff rep now, for the first time ever. What? A real staff rep, yeah. What are we allowed to come to our meetings? Which is a new thing. This is a new thing. You have a good welfare?
I guess it's good welfare. Going on right now is a rally in support of the casino organizing drive. I don't know if anybody wants to run over there with me after our meeting, but it goes on until 2 o'clock. So we could provide them with a last-minute surge for their rally. It's taking place at these tea stops at the casino, right under it. So it only take us 15 minutes to get there.
You need to get for a ride. Within downtown. Any other good welfare? Motion to pay all bills. Molly, second. Billy, discussion, none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn. RJ, second. Carol, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Better not. Yeah.